Thanks, Todd.
If we do this again, somebody else is going to have to step up, or we're going to have to take up collection. So just be aware of that. Todd, I've got a certificate of appreciation for you signed by all of the CRA unit presidents around here. Claude Todorov of TLRA, and we even left Arthur Schaper of the BCR.
Yeah!
From the South Bay Republican Assembly, and I'd like to present this to you.
Thank you.
It's my privilege, you know, this is a political event, so we always have candidates speak. And there's a candidate who has an election in 1 week. But I'm not going to introduce her. I'm going to introduce the mayor of El Segundo, Suzanne Fuentes.
Hey,
I'm really happy to be here. You know, it's so important that we keep conservatives in office. Even El Segundo, we have 5 Republicans on our council, and yet both past elections, our city has gone the Democrat candidate. So, but it's really important. You know, where you really make a difference is at the grassroots level, councils. Those are the people that you can reach out to and they talk to you. And I just want to talk to you about the South Bay. You see how it's going. You see it's going liberal, progressive, environmental. And I know there's a lot of important races coming up, but there is not a more important race in Southern California than the one that's in 4 or 5 days in Redondo Beach. It's a runoff between Martha Barbie and her opponent. And it's so important that we have conservatives in these offices. I serve on the South Bay Cities Council of Governments, which are 15 cities and parts of the county in the South Bay. And we have Rolling Hills Estates, PV, I mean, everybody is covered. And those are your representatives who come here and make decisions of what we're going to pursue and how we're going to vote in the South Bay. So it's just so important that we keep conservatives in there to represent us. So I say this is the most important race. I know Martha, she's a dear friend, solid conservative principles. She'll tell you about herself. She came here from Cuba as a small child. She's incredible. I'm learning more about her all the day. This woman got a perfect score on the SAT.
Oh, wow.
She started a company that employs hundreds of people.
Lee, could you hold my glass for just a
She
second?
is an accomplished classical pianist. I mean, there's so much to her, and she is a wonderful representative from Redondo Beach. Each one of us that don't live in Redondo Beach, we need to support her. And I'll tell you, and I think anybody here who's ever run for office, how many people here have run for office? The most hideous part is asking for money, right? I mean, you can go door to door and introduce yourself and talk about your platform and what you believe in and how you're going to vote. But the worst part is the necessary evil, and that is asking for money.
Right.
So Martha's going to talk, but I have envelopes here. I'm going to ask each of you, please, to support Martha because we've got 5 more days to get out the vote. It's so important, but you got to have money to do it. So thank you very much. And with that, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce not just one of the finest electeds in the South Bay, but a dear friend, Martha Barbie.
Thanks for sharing this, guys. We're willing to help Martha out in Redondo Beach. Her opponent is a green fanatic.
It's my pleasure to be here. I often find when I'm in a group of people like you, I feel like I am with my tribe. We live in a state where we sometimes feel very disconnected from our neighbors and the people we live around.
Thank
and then
you
all of a
so
sudden
much.
I walk into a room like this and these are my people.
That's right.
Thank you so much for sticking together and supporting like-minded candidates, even if we tend to be the minority in the state that we live. As she mentioned, I came from Cuba when I was a 9-year-old girl.
Oh, wow.
And I often tell the story how I spoke to my dad, and I was very confused when I first noticed politics here in the U.S. because why was there a party called Democrats and one called Republicans? What were we? Republicans is what we always did.
There you go. It's so true, though. They've gone total commie.
I'm also very proud to tell you that I have 3 boys. One of them that is 18 now and was just accepted to Yale.
Yeah!
But most importantly, This was a kid that at 16 years old was an intern in Senator Rubio's office in D.C. for a summer.
Right on.
16 years old. And last summer, he was an intern in Sacramento. I was petrified as to how my son might return.
Oh, God.
Spending a summer interning in the governor's office and working for the speaker. And he came back and was ready to turn 18. And I'm pleased to tell you how he registered as a Republican.
Yeah!
So I am thrilled because as a parent, it's very exciting to know that you passed along your values. I was very involved in school districts. I was on the board of directors for the 33rd Congressional District that covers school districts from Malibu all the way to Long Beach. And while I was raising my kids, I spent all of my time volunteering for schools. I was a historical commission at Redondo Beach, but at some point I decided I needed to step up and bring up some fiscal wisdom and conservative values into what was going on in our city. It became very difficult to watch what we saw going on and where things were headed. So I wound up being appointed to our city council last summer. When the District 1 council member resigned, we had 18 people that came forward to apply for the position, and I was unanimously appointed by the 5 council members. Usually these 5 would not agree on what kind of pens to buy for the office, and I was honored by having them all appoint me. Over the last 10 months,
Okay, vote for Barbie. Donate to Barbie.
very fiscally sound and wise decisions for our city that are sometimes unpopular with the rest of the residents, especially the rest of the council. But we need to keep
So,
safety.
I
and
see,
the finances
you know,
of our city
I know there's a group called
in-
Grow Elect.
in good form. We need to balance the
So,
revenues that we need against the quality of
We need to
life.
get this to Ruben
And
Barales
we
really
cannot
quick.
go away.
Ruben
We cannot
Barales, where
maintain
are you?
the
Help Martha.
public safety that we have without bringing in the revenues that a company needs. If we continue to drive away companies like Toyota and everyone else.
Oh, brother, please don't remind me.
Northrop is my biggest employer in North Redondo. So I concentrate on make sure that we keep these employers here. I could talk for hours about everything that's going on in Redondo politics, but this is a very, very, very tough race. On March 7th, I was left as the last Jedi, as my supporters call it, and this election has been one of the bloodiest, most horrific things that I can't even begin to tell you what I have been through, particularly as a woman and particularly as a Latino woman. It has been horrific. But I'm standing tough, and we're hoping that on Tuesday, civility and respect and intelligence and wisdom will win. And I need your help to get there, and wish me luck.
We have a certificate of appreciation for you as the last Jedi and carrying our values in a tough area. And we thank you because you understand who the enemy is. They're the communists.
Yeah. She ran away from him. I know.
It is very, very tough to stand firm.
Yeah, green is the new
in spite
red.
of what we have on a daily basis.
Hey, how you
People
doing,
don't
everybody?
understand what the values are and what the issues are, and the lies and the fear and the intimidation
And the hate.
that are used to make people believe differently. But I'm fighting it every step of the way, and I'm hoping I am victorious on Tuesday.
Hurrah!
I'm sorry? Yes. Yes, please.
Yes, please donate.
Yes, please. Please.
What's the limit?
My website is select.
Seriously, you gotta ask.
You can also fix reviews
That's
via
true.
the
Wonder what,
website.
if you have that much money, just give it to me and I'll make sure the limit's reached and I'll keep the rest.
And there's no contribution limit, so please put several zeros after the
Ah!
I'd also like to introduce a congressional candidate
Where is he?
for the 43rd
there.
Congressional District. Now, those of you who don't know why that's so important is you haven't been watching Maxine Waters.
The crazy black lady! Boo!
She wants to impeach 45. we just want to remove her from office. Yeah. We have a candidate here, Omar Navarro.
Thank you, everybody, for having me here today, for speaking in front of you. I want to acknowledge some people. Anybody that's helping out with my campaign, please come up. Anybody that's helping out with my campaign, please come up.
All right, look at all these people.
Okay, I guess does that count? Do I count, Omar? Okay, excuse me. All right, I count. Okay, I guess I count. I guess. Okay.
I'm gonna come back.
There we go.
Everybody you see right here is helping out with my campaign. And everybody got inspired
This is a great
over a year
shot,
ago.
though.
Because I went out
Look at all
and I
these
got
wonderful people.
I got people engaged on social media. I didn't think what would come of it. I started with like 2,000 followers on Twitter. And today, a year later, I have over 60,000 on Twitter. That's amazing. 40,000 on Facebook. And
Okay,
people
I'll be back,
across